Okay, my interpreters out there. I wanted us to just talk about why do we do what we do when we're not working, right? Like why do we literally like I'm actually live right now on TikTok at the same time and we're going to be having this conversation. Whoever stopped by, whoever's here, we'll get to like make this thing just so that like what is it that we're still on the job when we're not on the job. We're thinking about the work when we're not actually doing the work. So yeah, we're just gonna test out like some of the things that because I know it's not just only me that when you're not working, you're still technically working. And let's make it fun. Let's get TikTok into the picture here on YouTube as we just talk about real life off duty, slightly weird behavior that we tend to do as interpreters. Um, So yeah, I'll go first. If you have any weird ones, like do type it onto the comment section so I can then read it out and then we can just talk about it. Because the first one for me, I guess, is watching people and imagining me interpreting them. So I could be like in between a job and I'm just, or I could just be even watching TV or something, and I would just be like, how would I interpret that? Like I'll just start interpreting in my head, like seeing how I would like, especially as a sign language interpreter. I don't know if interpreters do the same, where someone's speaking in English and then you're translating into the language that you normally speak out. But yeah, definitely one that I do is, yeah, I just imagine myself interpreting conversations and reactions and how would I do that is one of the things that I do. So it's like watching someone speak and like, okay. I'll interpret it this way. I'll use this sign to explain that phrase, or I'll do this other thing. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. We're talking about what are those things that we as interpreters do that not a lot of other folks would understand. Even if you're not like working interpreter, someone who's also in that process of learning and engaging with deaf people or spoken people as you're practicing, whatever that is. And on the same lines as well is like when I'm watching movies. When I'm watching movies, I'm mentally interpreting scene. Like how would I code switch? Like, well, how would I do this and stuff like that. So that's another one that I mentally interpret scenes in my head. So I'll be like not just watching, I'll be like, how would this work in a theater setting? How would this be like if they're doing a film production or yeah. So all these things are happening in my head. They're all happening in the head. And this is one that I have seen other colleagues do, especially sign language interpreters. Like we talk with our hands. We would just be having conversation and we just drop a sign. And the other person might not know what we're saying, but we're actually signing as we're speaking. I tend to do this one a lot because I'm a very handsy person. And sometimes I would just like, I'll drop a sign or two while I'm having conversation, and the other person wouldn't know, except if they have an understanding, and then yeah. Oh, definitely yes. Having a full-on conversation in VSL, in the shower. Okay, that's unique. I like that one. Okay, I have shower not yet, but man, you've trumped me in states of like weird stuff we do. Like yeah, that one's good. So yeah, having a full-on conversation in the shower is one. That's a trump. Okay, that one's gold. Yeah, just signing mid conversation, like just letting it rip, just letting it go, honestly. And is it like practicing random signs? Like I'll be on a bus somewhere and I see a billboard and like, ooh, okay. Especially when I was like training, every opportunity I am there, like just waving the hand or like doing something and getting the mechanics together. So yeah, like you do a side eye and then you see someone like they're looking at you weird, like, oh yeah, I know I'm signing to myself. I know it's weird, but I do that. So yeah, That's another one. Or is it like having, for me, this one falls in two ways. Yes, signing sermons mentally. Exactly. It's so, I've done that one. I have done that one as well. Like just randomly signing things. What about replaying conversations? Like an assignment you've just done and then you're replaying it in yourself. You're just thinking about it and like, okay, mm, yeah, now that you're the tension or the whatever is like at ease, and then you're tuned now and thinking, okay, then this is how, yeah, I can do it this way. I can interpret it this way or that way or like da 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 da, and yeah. Or is it a case of like leaving? Thanks for the love. Leaving a conversation. Like, yeah, it's like the job's done. But now I'm just sitting down there thinking, okay, yes, this person said that and that, da, 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 da. But this is where it now goes to replaying it. Like for me, in those early days, it was more kind of replaying the negative side of things than replaying, oh, I should have done it this way, I should have done it that way. Da, da, da. But today is all about lightheartedness. Like, what are those weird things we do that non-interpreters would like, what are you doing? Like, what's that? So yeah, replaying conversations. So we've done the I got trumped having full on conversations in the shower. I have not done that one. Maybe I have to try that one. Okay. Talking with our hands, we've got let's see what else. What about watching people watching? I do a lot of people watching. And when I'm watching people analyzing the conversation, like what's the tonality? Like how am I going to use it? It's so weird. I'm looking down this way, and my screen here for YouTube, like YouTube, is like, why are you not looking down this way? Why are you off it? Yes, having a full on an analysis on conversation, like what is going on here. How would I'll be like judging this, like, okay, yes, they said it like that. Interesting delivery of how you've expressed yourself. Okay, huh, let's see. Like just whiling away time. So having that in my head, like just letting it rip. So yeah, just analyzing people. What about like I'm not working, I'm just having conversation, and sometimes I've learned to not verbally say it, but feeling people's conversation. Like I know what the end's gonna be, and I'm there thinking like, but I'm like saying in my head like, yeah, finishing the conversation before they're even saying whatever they're saying, like finishing sentences and finishing people's stuff. So they, especially with family, that one I just like, bleh, I would just like go for it, and then they'll pause like. It's okay. They're like, oh, what? So yeah, definitely that one. Um, a lot of ones I do is kind of like rephrasing, like rephrasing things in my head, like I've seen or stuff like that. I do a lot of that as well. I do. I guess some of this is just kind of like what we do internally than what we do outwardly. The outward things is like for me is that shower, like that shower thing, like okay, no one's gonna see that, but like waving hands because I'm a sign language interpreter, just randomly staring at people to like see. Yeah, odd. I know. And I think because of like my thinking in visual, like how would I place things like in my head as well? And people were like, So I'm no longer thinking in words sometimes. I'm seeing it. Actually seeing the things going on. Yeah. And I guess another thing that I tend to do, which I guess non-interpreters will not get, is just zoning out because you're processing the meaning. Like you're having a conversation and then you're like, ooh, trying to get back in. Yeah. And people will be thinking, oh yeah, are you distracted? Or like, are you actually translated? Like, what's the deal? So yeah, that's happening. And even like the weirdest one I have done is signing to myself while I am thinking. Yeah, I mean, people have seen that one too on me. I'm literally having a full-on sign conversation with myself, and I'm just processing things myself, and I'm not interpreting. I'm not doing anything, but my hands are waving. having a full-on conversation. So that one I've done. Um, and the interesting one I do, especially with family, is more kind of like, especially if there's an English in person, like someone's signing in a corner, even if they're not signing, and looking at the subtitles and like, oh, I wish they collabed. And like whoever is like, while the person signing that is doing a beautiful job and the subtitle is just off, like, oh, they should have just matched this person's way of expression and like really, make it in sync, especially if someone's like wanting to learn and process their receptive skill and using the subtitles as the reference of, oh, okay, I'm on the right track, whatever. And it's like, I know we're signing meaning, we're not signing exact things, but it's just kind of like, yeah. So that's one thing I know. Oh, it's just a fun thing I catch out with family. Um, I guess another one is I used to do this. I don't longer do this anymore. It's kind of like preparing how I would say something before I speak. It's kind of like giving myself that leeway to say stuff. If you have anything that you do that not other non-interpreters will not get, like put on a what do you call this thing? Chat comments thing. And yeah, let's just see what's showing up for people. Yeah, and it's like mid conversation planning and sentence structure. And yeah. And it's weird like switching into interpreter mode at random, like you're somewhere and I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example, but I've done cases where I would be what would be a good one, when someone's saying something and then maybe the accent is deeper or someone's kind of like and then like now saying it, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, something like that, like I didn't have to, but it's just like, oh yeah. I think with just natural helpers, once you start doing this profession, you're always wanting to make sure communication is like sorted in a way. I mean, no one asked me, and but my brain was just saying, "Oh, do it! Like help, sort out, like support. Let's go." Yeah, and I think another one is like where we, for me anyway, I'm feeling the meaning, not just hearing it. Like your people are saying stuff, and I'm feeling that, feeling the word, feeling what they're saying, and yeah, then just hearing it, I'm like, yeah, it's landing. That that's another thing that I tend to do. So yeah, it's like, that didn't land properly. Okay, let's feel into it. And is it a case of like, okay, something that, especially for sign language interpreters, people don't get is like practicing facial expression randomly. You just like, just saying stuff. Yeah, like, I mean, why am I putting a facial expression on myself? Like, what's that about? Yeah, that's one. Yeah, or is it a case of like watching an interview as if you're in a training session, like everything, just looking at that, like, okay, that's what I'll do. And I'm seeing myself interpreting the thing, like, okay, I'll say that way. I'll probably position myself there and ask them, like, what's the best place to place myself and like how to do this thing without distracting the whole thing. And yeah, so it's just, it's not just entertainment where, especially when you're like looking, when you're watching certain things and in the eyes of studying, yeah, it's not just the entertainment as well. It's like you're studying how you would do certain things. And this one is goal. It's like always thinking of a better way to explain everything. Like, how can I explain this so that it's not like you don't get that curiosity look, like, what? And it's like, oh, so yeah. And I think just keep thinking, okay, how can I explain this so that it lands? Yeah. Like, how do I make it clearer? How do I make it land? How can this, you know? hit the mark. And it's a case of like you're not fully switched off ever because you're like the brain is just on clock all the time. It's just replaying and working nonstop. Um and it's a case of like as well as like just catching those miscommunication instantly. Like, okay. Like wait, what did you just did you mean that? Like how did you express that? It's just yeah, it's interesting. Especially with like dealing with my kids and stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, what are you saying? Like how repeat yourself or get them to yeah, one of mine is like always frustrated, like, was like, yeah, express it like what would be a better word to use instead of that? Like what would you say instead? Like how would you make it happen? Yeah, I mean it's those are kind of like the things that for me has shown up as I'm just going about my day, doing my thing, and yeah, that's that in terms of those things going. And yeah, it's definitely the Trump one is just talking and signing, dropping in a sign or two while I'm going. You know, just interpreting in my head is another key one. Just looking at random things, moving my hand, like who asked me to sign, but I'm just doing it anyway. It's just, or I'm leaving a conversation and I'm replaying the whole thing. Like, ooh, yeah. So yeah, that's why we're like this. We're it's not something that we're trained to do. It's just something that we tend to do. Like we have a full brain, and non-interpreters won't get that. You know what we're doing. So yeah, it's all the cases. Like, if there's any other thing that you do while people who are non-interpreters would not get, please do share. Because, yeah, let me know in the comment section, like, if there's anything else that I've missed that I've not actually said that we tend to do, so that I know that it's just not me on here. You know, what's that thing that you do that, yeah, mostly other interpreters would understand and non-interpreters would be like, what? Yeah. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. So this has been a fun side note thing that we do. I just thought, yeah, it'll be fun to kind of like mention it because what of somebody like said, oh, you do that? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's make today's YouTube video. Let's make it fun and light and just take it from there. So yeah, that's what it. I am Nene. We do this every single day. Remember that your voice matters and it's your time to use it. Bye for now.